I'm a friend of Sarah Connor. I was told that she's here. Could I see her, please?
No, can't see her. She's making a statement.
Where is she?
Look, it may take a while. If you want to wait, there's a bench over there.
I'll be back.
The Terminator is a 1984 science fiction action film directed by James Cameron that would find success and eventually spawn one of the most memorable science fiction franchises in cinematic history. In 1984 Los Angeles, California, a cyborg, half machine and half biological organism made up of living tissue over meadow endoskeleton, arrives on the streets. Sent back in time from the year 2029, the machine is known as a Terminator, played by Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Nice night for a walk, eh?
Nice night for a walk.
Wash day tomorrow. Nothing clean, right?
Nothing clean, right?
Hey, I think this guy's a couple cans short of a six-pack.
Your clothes. Give them to me. Now.
Fuck you, asshole!
Separately, a human soldier from 2029 named Kyle Reese, played by Michael Biehn, also arrives in Los Angeles. The Terminator has arrived to hunt down and assassinate a young woman named Sarah Connor, played by Linda Hamilton. He heads to a gun shop, stocking up on weapons and ammunition.
The 45 long slide with laser sighting.
These are brand new. We just got them in. That's a good gun. Just touch the trigger, the beam comes on, and you put the red dot where you want the bullet to go. You can't miss. Anything else?
Phased plasma rifle in a 40-watt range.
Hey, just what you see, pal.
The Uzi 9mm.
You know your weapons, buddy. Any one of these is ideal for home defense. So, which will it be?
All.
I may close early today. There's a 15-day wait on the handguns, but the rifles you can take right now. You can't do that.
Wrong.
Looking through addresses in a phone book, the Terminator begins systematically murdering women named Sarah Connor in the Los Angeles area.
Sarah Connor.
Yes?
Sarah, come here. It's about you. I mean, sort of. So incredible. You're not going to believe this. Sit down. You are going to love this.
What? Has been compiled from several witnesses. Once again, Sarah Connor, 35, mother of two, brutally shot to death in her home this afternoon.
You're dead, honey.
In other late-breaking news, Teamster...
Los Angeles police officers Detective Vukovich, played by Lance Hendrickson, and Lieutenant Ed Traxler, played by Paul Winfield, fear that there is a serial killer out there who is using the phone book to target his victims.
I'm sure there's a point to all of this.
Look at the name, Ed.
Sarah Louise Connor. Is this right? You're kidding me.
The press is going to be short-stroking it all over the place.
A one-day pattern killer.
I hate the weird ones.
I'm going to go to a movie, kiddo.
Okay.
You and Matt have a good time.
We will. You too.
Okay. Damn it, Matt!
Lieutenant, are you aware that these two killings occurred in the same order as their listings in the phone book?
Now, what can I tell you guys? No comment.
But Lieutenant, we've got two murders in our...
Did you reach the next girl yet?
No, I keep getting an answering machine.
Send a unit.
I sent a unit. There's no answer to the door, and the apartment manager's not home.
Call her.
I just called her.
Call her again.
Sarah, realizing that she is being followed, shelters herself in a nightclub and contacts the police. Before the police can arrive, she is confronted by the Terminator.
Come with me if you want to live.
Reese escapes with Sarah in a stolen car, revealing to her that the man trying to kill her is a Terminator, a cyborg assassin sent from the future, and that he has been sent from the future to protect her. Reese explains that Skynet, a pervasive computer network built by Cyberdyne Systems, will gain intelligence and will launch a nuclear war against humans. He grew up in the aftermath of the war as machines rounded up survivors into extermination camps. John Connor, Sarah's unborn son, started a resistance in the camps. On the verge of the resistance victory in 2029, the machines sent back the Terminator to assassinate Sarah and prevent John's birth. John sent Reese to 1984 to save Sarah from the Terminator.
I had to wait till he moved on you before I could zero him.
Look, I am not stupid, you know. They cannot make things like that yet.
Not yet. Not for about 40 years.
After the police apprehend Reese and he tells his story to Traxler and criminal psychologist Dr. Peter Silberman, played by Earl Boen, an increasingly concerned Sarah worries if what Reese has said may be true.
So Reese is crazy?
In technical terminology, he's a loon.
Sarah, this is what they call body armor. Our TAC guys wear these. Stop a 12-gauge round. This other individual must have been wearing one under his coat. Feel that? Go ahead.
What about when he punched through the windshield?
He was probably on PCP. Broke every bone in his hand. He wouldn't feel it for hours. There was this guy once. You see this scar?
Here.
Thank you.
There's a couch in this other room. Why don't you stretch out and try to get some sleep? Be at least an hour before your mother gets here from Big Bear.
I can't sleep.
Try.
Hunting her down, the Terminator arrives at the police station.
I'm a friend of Sarah Connor. I was told that she's here. Could I see her, please?
No, can't see her. She's making a statement.
Where is she?
Look, it may take a while. If you want to wait, there's a bench over there.
I'll be back.
Will Sarah be able to escape the Terminator before it is too late? Director James Cameron was in Rome, Italy in 1982 during the release of his movie Piranha 2: The Spawning, and he ate bad seafood. Falling ill, he had a dream about a metallic torso holding kitchen knives dragging itself away from an explosion. After he woke up, he immediately made a drawing of what he had envisioned in his weird dream. And that inspired this movie. Taking inspiration from director John Carpenter, who had made the slasher film Halloween in 1978 on a low budget, Cameron used the dream as a launching pad to write a slasher-style movie. But since Cameron couldn't afford to set the movie in the future, the solution was to bring the future to the present of the 1980s. When special effects artist Stan Winston was brought in, he added a few designs for the endoskeleton, but in the end, They used the one that James Cameron had drawn the first night after he had his dream. Cameron returned to Pomona, California, and stayed at the home of science fiction writer Randall Frakes, where he wrote the draft for the Terminator. The initial draft for the movie was sold to Gail Ann Hurd, James Cameron's production partner and former collaborator at New World Pictures, for the price of only $1. Hurd had to promise to do everything in her power to get the movie produced, but with James Cameron as the director. She kept her word and dismissed every studio that showed interest but wanted to ditch Cameron. He and Hurd would get romantically involved during the production of this movie, and they were married from the mid to late 1980s. The movie was filmed from March through May of 1984. Michael Douglas, Kevin Kline, Sylvester Stallone, Tom Selleck, Randy Quaid, and Lance Hendrickson were strongly considered for the role of the Terminator. When O.J. Simpson was still in the running to play the Terminator, a mock-up movie poster was done using him as the Terminator. Actress Lisa Langlois said she was offered the role of Sarah Connor but had to turn it down. Her agent told her that Linda Hamilton had gotten the part, but that Gail Ann Hurd had thought that she had more charisma. She didn't think anything of it because she was cast in the 1985 film The Slugger's Wife. Her agent told her, "It's okay, you got the better picture." Gina Davis, Rosanna Arquette, and Leah Thompson auditioned for the role of Sarah Connor. Deborah Winger successfully auditioned and won the role, however she later changed her mind and decided she didn't want to do it. Jennifer Jason Leigh was seriously considered for the role, but James Cameron thought she might be too young for the part. She was later recast as Sarah's friend Ginger, but was then replaced at the last minute with Bess Mata. Sarah Connor was supposed to be 18 or 19 years old, although Linda Hamilton was 27 at the time, as was Michael Biehn. Matt Dillon, Mickey Rourke, Christopher Reeve, Kurt Russell, Treat Williams, and Bruce Willis were considered for the role of Kyle Reese. To get into the mindset of his character, Michael Biehn extensively studied the Polish resistance movement of World War II. The character of Kyle Reese was born in 2003 and is 26 years old in this movie. Edward James Olmos and Louis Gossett Jr. were considered for the role of Lieutenant Traxler. The iconic catchphrase, "I'll be back," is said by the Terminator just before the police station shootout scene. Schwarzenegger revealed that he had difficulty pronouncing the word "I'll" and asked director James Cameron if it could be changed to "I will be back." Cameron refused, but told him that the shot would be taken as many times as he wished and that they would use the best take in the final cut of the movie. The line would become one of the most iconic lines in movie history, and Arnold Schwarzenegger would go on to use that line or some variation of it in many of his other films.
I'll be back, Benny.
If you're lying to me, I'll be back.
Hi, kids.
Mr. Kimball!
I'm back.
Arnold Schwarzenegger worked with guns every day for a month to prepare for the role. The first 2 weeks of filming, he practiced weapons stripping and reassembly blindfolded until the motions were automatic, like a machine. He spent hours at the shooting range and practiced with different weapons without blinking or looking at them when reloading or cocking. He also had to be ambidextrous. He practiced different moves up to 50 times. He wound up garnering a compliment in Soldier of Fortune magazine for his realistic handling of guns on camera. Near the beginning of the movie, when Sarah Connor receives a message on her answering machine of a guy breaking a date with her, the voice on the machine is James Cameron. Years later, James Cameron and Linda Hamilton would be in a romantic relationship and married in the mid-1990s. Although it is now considered a science fiction classic, this movie was originally conceived and written as a horror movie. If you strip away the robots and time travel, it's very similar to a slasher picture and borrows many of that genre's tropes. Although the gargoyles' sunglasses seen in the film are always said to come from this movie, they were previously seen on Clint Eastwood in 1983's Sudden Impact. In the 1953 Warner Brothers Looney Tunes cartoon Robot Rabbit, Bugs Bunny destroys a robot that is chasing him exactly the same way that Sarah Connor destroys the Terminator, by getting it to chase him through a crushing machine. The revolver Reese carries after the police station massacre, which he gives to Sarah at the motel, is Lieutenant Traxler's. In a deleted scene, Reese and Sarah are trying to escape the police station when they come across the wounded Traxler. He now believes their story and gives Reese his gun, telling him to protect Sarah.
Reese! She's got to stay alive, son. Do whatever you have to.
Several other scenes were removed from the movie that showed Traxler's increasing belief that Reese may be telling the truth. There may be some Christian symbolism in this film. John Connor shares the initials of Jesus Christ, and both of them are said to be saviors of humanity, mankind's only hope. Both of them are born to a mother who is impregnated in mysterious circumstances, one by God while still a virgin, the other by a man sent from the future. Furthermore, when Kyle Reese materializes, he has scars on his back where an angel's wings would be, suggesting that he is heaven sent. The Terminator came out on October 26, 1984, and grossed a total of $78 million on a budget of $6.4 million, making it a tremendous hit. In 2008, the movie was selected for preservation by the Library of Congress and the National Film Registry for being culturally, historically, and aesthetically significant to American history. The Terminator became the movie that made Arnold Schwarzenegger an enormous A-list box office star, a household name in Hollywood, and a legend. The movie would take off and spawn a 1991 sequel that would find even more success than this movie could ever dream. And it would spawn an entire franchise. Comic books, toys, video games, everything. Now, I'm not a huge science fiction fan, and I do not care for futuristic movies. I think the reason I enjoy The Terminator is because it takes place in contemporary modern-day 1984. If it took place in the future, I don't think I would like it. The whole movie is kind of a play on the threat of nuclear war. It was during the Cold War, the first term of the Reagan administration. The Soviet leaders were dying left and right. There was very little communication. That Cold War nuclear atmosphere fed into this movie. And this is definitely a Cold War era film, in my opinion.
What did he just say?
He said there's a storm coming in.
I know.
I highly recommend the 1984 classic science fiction action movie, The Terminator.